Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Bill and this is
James.
And we're starting a YouTube video series on our partial restoration of our new project we just acquired. And we're looking at doing something father-son project and just having fun and teaching James about how to do a little bit of welding and a little bit of cutting metal and grinding things and fixing parts and fixing stuff that's broken and doing some brakes and maybe even looking at an engine or something. So without further ado, here's our project that we're going to be working on. Okay, here's our project we're working on. She'll buff out real nice, as you can see. It's a 79 Chevy K10 4-wheel drive 4-speed truck. It's been in Ohio its whole life, as you can tell. Anybody that's from Ohio knows what that's like. Hasn't been on the road since the mid 2000s, but we're gonna try and bring this thing back and put it on the road and do some things to it and teach James along the way how to fix something. So without further ado, let's get started.
All right, let's take a look at the truck.
All right, so like we were saying earlier, she's a 79 Chevy K10. You lift up on that handle right there and I'll pull up on the hood. Even comes with moss, as you can see. She's been off the road for a long time, but the owner that we purchased it from was a farmer, used it basically just as a farm truck. It sat outside, it sat on gravel for a long time, but which would explain a lot of the body situation. But believe it or not, the frame is damn near mint. It's a 350 Chevy. We're not really sure of the mileage quite yet. It's an AC truck originally, which is kind of unique. You see the corporate blue, the old 5 or 10 horsepower trick there, flipping the lid upside down. But we think it's a runner. We're gonna find out hopefully here soon, earlier or later today. The interior's obviously seen better days. Like every square body in the world, dash pad needs looked at, replaced.
It's got 121, or no. It says it has 12 miles on it.
So it's 112? Could be 212, we don't know. 4-speed, 4-wheel drive, solid axle front end, non-factory radio. That's okay.
10,121.
It might as well be 100 million by the looks of this thing. At some point the door was changed on it, and then we're not really sure why. He really didn't go into detail on that, but yeah, bed's pretty rough. It's definitely seen a lot of use, but this is something we're probably going to replace for sure. Might have a lead on the bed actually very soon. Tailgate, not so hot. Here, go ahead and lift it back up. How about that? That's a sweet edge if I ever saw one. But he said they pretty much just towed around small little trailers on their farm with it. You know, various equipment for the fields and that sort of thing. But yeah, she's pretty thin. But like I said, this bed's not staying. We're gonna get another bed. We'll replace that at some point. But yeah, it's a good start for James. He's really never wrenched on much. So this is gonna be a new thing for him. But he's gonna learn how to do all the work as much as he possibly can.
It's got the original manual in it.
Look at that, that's sweet. And then at the end, we'll make a decision on what to do with the truck. Whether we move on and find a new home for it or decide to keep it. But at any rate, show me that again.
Fell off.
Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Awesome. So yeah, at any rate, we're gonna see what we can do with it and see if we can get it to run. And once we get it running, and then we'll start looking at other mechanical parts like the brakes, because I know the brakes are gonna need going over. And and then we're gonna make it happen, right?
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. All right, so after a little time lapse, James has got a lot of the garbage and stuff out of it that was in here in the old floor mats. Don't know if that's original carpet. I'm gonna say probably not. Yeah, she's been outside for a long time. Factory headliner, not too bad of shape considering.
Factory ripped seat.
Factory ripped seat, yep. We'll have to fix that. You go ahead and move that thing. We'll look at that. Oh yeah, that's nice. All right, go ahead and cover that back up. So not too bad. Gonna be looking at this thing, see if we can get it fired up. Sorry for the wind, it's kind of windy out here. But we'll give it a shot and see if we can get her to fire up, right?
Yep.
All right, you ready to try it?
Yep.
All right, so first things first, we've got a battery. We're gonna try and see if we can fire this up. Look at the cables here, James. Red is usually positive, right? Mm-hmm. Black is negative or ground. Mm-hmm. In this case, they have black as positive and positive as ground. So we got to be careful when hooking up to the battery, okay? Because a lot of bad things can happen. So we'll go ahead and hook the positive, which would technically be the negative, and then we'll hook the ground up to the negative. We're checking for fire, listening for sounds. I don't see anything on fire yet. Go look inside the cab, see if anything's in there.
We're good. We're good, yeah.
All right, come back out here. All right, I've got a key for this thing, so which this truck was sold at Frank Z Chevrolet, which used to be a dealership here in Dayton. All right, come around this way. Let's see if we get any power on the key. Oh, look
Sounds
at
like
that.
Malibu.
So we know we got power.
Everything on the dash is red except for the temp.
Right. Well, those things should go out as it fires up. But before we go to start this thing up, let's do some stuff under the hood. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So one of the first things we want to do, James, anytime you're looking at something you don't know the condition of it, obviously we check the oil, make sure it's got oil in it. We know it's got oil because we checked that earlier, but we want to make sure it's going to rotate and turn over, right? So we could go in there and hit the key and pump the gas in there and just try to see what happens, but there's another way you can check, and it's usually by moving these belts and these pulleys. Like down there's the crank pulley, you got your alternator and your water pump pulleys and this and that. You can grab a hold of those, or you can put a wrench on the crank bolt, okay? And you can turn them and rotate the engine by hand to make sure that's free. I don't know if I'll be able to do that with this one, so we'll climb up here, we'll see.
Is it turning?
It is.
Really?
Yeah, that's good. So at least we know that turns. I'd say that belt's about 2.5 seconds from braking, but so now we know the engine turns over by hand, so it's not seized. So now we can start looking at the choke, checking the carburetor. Yeah, that's fine. And then we can pour some gas and start our starting fluid down and try and crank it over.
We're gonna see if my dad can get this thing started.
Clutch in. All right, ready?
We got it!
So it started.
I think we should put like a little more gas in it.
Should we?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try some more. See if we can fill the float bowl. Let's see if we can get it to run a little bit longer. All right. Try again. Okay, we ready?
Yep.
It was idling. And it's not smoking. I mean, not too bad. I thought it would be smoking a lot more than that because it hasn't ran in so long. No fire. So what we're probably going to want to do at some point is disconnect that fuel pump hose because there's probably 25-year-old gas in the gas tank. And then we'll probably order another tank and a new sending unit because that stuff's probably just garbage. But we'll disconnect this fuel pump hose and see if we can get it to run off the can. Probably not today, but maybe at some point. I don't know, we might try it today. And then if we can get it to continue to idle and get up to temperature, and we'll start checking other things and start ordering parts as we need parts. Okay? Let me see that. So what do you think?
I think it's a project, but I mean,
Yeah?
I think we could get it.
What do you think about it running? Are you surprised?
Yeah.
You didn't think this piece of junk would run?
No, when we went to look at it, he only turned it over.
Right. Yep. Okay. Well, cool. Well, at least we know it runs and it was idling. So yeah, we'll keep trying, right? Awesome. Okay, so that's going to conclude this video for today. This is our first one we've ever tried. We're definitely going to do some more, so just be patient with us. I know the winds out here is crazy, so if it's, sounds like terrible, we'll try to make that better next time. But we're going to keep on working on it and get her going, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, until we see you guys again next time. Peace.